Alright, so we're back again. We're talking about flying machines in this particular video here. And I've created, a flying machine in the Bedrock edition for Windows, console, and also Nintendo Switch and so on, tablet version of Minecraft. Now, flying machines always had a particular place in my heart, and as you see, this particular flying machine right here, I can just turn it on. So you can see it's working. So turning it on, it's gonna fly to the end and run seamlessly just until the end, where it's gonna harvest. Now it hasn't grown a lot. It's gonna go down here and will be pushed to the other side, as you can see, so it can reverse and go back and take the last final line of bamboo. Now the problem with flying machines in Windows Bedrock edition is that the pistons doesn't really work the same way as they were intended to do. The pistons in Java version, the sticky piston that kind of sticks to the slime block or the honey block, right, will push your flying machine in one direction. But if you cannot reverse it and say, well, then you have to do a particular job every time. Then you have to introduce a new mechanism that will push the flying machine or pull it back to its original position. As you can see right now, it is standing right here. If I start it, it will be pushed with the piston right here. It's a normal piston. And the second part, which is the part you're seeing flying here in the front, will be pushed into position so that the sticky piston doesn't interfere with the job of the other sticky piston, which is the one that's pushing this first part here ahead, and the other one is now pushing it behind. That is because of the Bedrock edition in Minecraft. Let's quickly look here now what happens. And it's going into position back. This is the end position. So it's being pushed one block to the left, so this part here will go right here. So it will go right there actually. And then the sticky piston right here will hit the terracotta, which is not gonna stick to that. And the sticky piston here will not hit that piece of terracotta, it's gonna hit this slime square right there, and that's gonna be pushing and pulling the device together up against each other, and that will essentially create a flying machine. Just one more time, look how it looks. So it's being pushed ahead from the normal piston right there to position, and now it's harvesting all the bamboo. This is a very elegant way of doing it, and it's a lot easier in the Java edition, and it will be pushed back into the original position, which is also going to be the end position down here. Let's go to the end position. So the end position, as you can see here, the terracotta is going to hit the normal piston right here, and it's going to be stopped up against, well, because of the bed of the obsidian stone right there, right? So that is the mechanism explained and why it's working the way it's working. And let's talk about improvements before I get into more details. Now, I actually put a glowstone here and there and stuff, so it will grow in the night time. And you see that there's gonna be some spill. And this is because I should put leaves here down below, so it will be caught. But this is a very small amount, and this is just for running it once. The 2 times we just ran right now is just, probably just 33 or something like that. But the rest of this 2 full lines of 64 was like all this bamboo grew to the maximum height. And as you can see, there's still place for bamboo for me to place, and I can pretty much just improve on that. And this is the only thing that's a bit tedious. So this is something you just have to do one time, and then you are basically good to go. Now, I probably just gave myself a few extra pieces of bamboo now, just for doing this. It doesn't really do much, you know, in comparison to that. So let's talk about a bit more, you know, technical what you need. Well, what you need here is, of course, a bunch of slime. And if you don't know how to get slime, go ahead and watch the video where I talk about the slime farm down here that I have. That's already on YouTube, so go ahead and check that out so you can see how I gather slime. If you want to know how to get a lot of iron, you know, I haven't talked much about it, but I do have an iron farm here where everything is collected down here below in a chest. And now I just move some iron away from that into this chest right here, because it kind of was fitting to make more space. And this is not the only time I did that, so I'm getting a lot of iron by getting spawns of iron golems right here down below. You have to be in some sort of vicinity of it in order to work, because there are actually 20 villagers down below under the ground, trapped in beds. Not beds, but trapped on some workstations. That's really what are making this spawn happen. 20 because I need more than one iron golem to spawn at a time. Sometimes you're gonna see 2 iron golems spawn, and that's really it, you know. But this is not so much about that. This is more about the flying machine and the one that I created right here. And I decided to leave it with the button. The original design is not mine. I'm using another one's design from Silent Whisper. I'm giving a big shout out to the guy Silent Whisper on YouTube also. Please go ahead and watch his videos. And by the way, I did put a link in the description of the video on how to create this farm. And it is actually from his channel. But let me walk you through the overall mechanics. So, what we have here is basically mud, right? Mud is a new building block. It was introduced some time ago. And basically, that will enable us to, whenever things fall down the floor, it will fall through the mud and basically can go down into a lot of hoppers that I have underneath here. And you say, wow, you actually have hoppers. So yeah, I did, because I could choose to do all this with, you know, minecarts and stuff. And I just fancied like hoppers was easier to make and a bit more, you know, bulletproof to set up in my case. And in all honesty, this works just as good as the minecarts. It doesn't really matter, it's just a matter of design. So that is something that I actually just made myself. So the bottom part and the whole structure of it below, the size of it, also doesn't really matter that much. It is really important that you get the leaves here, or terracotta. If you don't know how to get leaves, you basically need to get a cutter. I think I have one here at somewhere. Let me just see if we can find it. So this is my messy house. So get the cutter, which is something you use to shear sheep, I think it's called. As you can probably noticed, I have not thought about the cutter for a long time. I have no idea where it is, but we can go ahead and search it. Not that. We have it this here. And this particular tool right here is something you go, you know, just to any tree basically. So we can go to, let's see, this tree right here, and you just, well, click it. And I'm in creative mode, so I'm gonna just go to this top right here and remove myself from creative mode into survival mode. I'm gonna shear it, and there I saw it. You know, I'm getting, you know, these leaf squares, which is something that I can place now on the ground. So this is how you get it with the shears. Let me go back into creative mode. Now, I'm gonna delete these things because I'm not playing in creative mode. All this I did myself. So basically, I just do it for you to see what I did. Now, you should also make sure that, you know, I haven't done it yet, but, you know, place, you know, make it a bit higher here in the corners, because if your bamboo is getting too tall, it's gonna fall, you know, on the other side and end down here. You know, some of it will and it's just not the... I didn't finalize the build of it. So when we are running this one more time, we can probably see what's going on. So we're running it one more time. And we are taking down the bamboo. Basically, you can see that it's falling down. And it's being pushed, some of it towards here. And if I go and click the chest, you can see that it's counting upwards. And that's the process of all the hoppers delivering all my bamboo to this particular chest right here. And I'm creating bamboo planks, as you can see, which is a part of me getting free building materials, because I'm kind of tired of, you know, mining it all the time. So you can just go around here and pick up your bamboo. And, you know, just place it back and see how everything goes up. Now, whenever this have grew a lot, you know, you can just run it and manually click the button. Essentially, you would have to place up some sort of timer using somewhat the same mechanism here. So it will run every time. All the time, sorry. I just feel like it's gonna make a lot of noise, and in all honesty, I think it's fine. Just, you know, clicking the button just like that for now, and then you're actually having it running. So the other part of the station here in the back is just the return station. That's gonna, you know, hold a piece of redstone material and a redstone repeater, and basically it's gonna go back and being sent directly here. So whenever the observer is hitting the obsidian stone or the other observer here, we will trigger stuff and go back to this other part of the world. I will be honest, you know, I'm not 100% sure how all of this works, and it's still a bit mysterious to me in many ways. But the overall core mechanism of observers, you know, seeing something new and then basically reacting to that is how this works. So this is actually the flying machine, and I'm gonna create a sugarcane farm just as well. Now, if you want to create this and think like, I'm gonna do this with trees, you know, it's not gonna work. Whenever trees are being removed, it will not be made into planks. You need to basically explode it with TNT. So there's a way for you to do that. You know, if you do want to do that, you need some sort of dispenser that dispenses raw TNT. In order to get a lot of TNT, you need to get some monster farms, which I created here of 2 of them. And I actually have so much material in these monster farms. You need to get these gunpowders, and the other chest inside of here also is just a full collection of the same. And the other one here, the other monster farm, also in this chest here is full of stuff, and the other one is also full of stuff. So, and 4 redstone, interesting. So I get a lot of, you know, monster farm stuff from these farms I created, and it took a long time to create the one here, you know, and I mined for ages. And just remember, you know, you can place slabs on the top so monsters do not spawn. So that is the things you might need to do in order to make your tree farm work, by exploding stuff. You know, I'm not really sure what to do next, but for now I'm gonna farm this a lot, and basically, you know, this is gonna be very beautiful, you know, farm. Let's talk about materials. Now, you need slime, you know, and it's very difficult to find slime, so I have a video about that also on my YouTube channel, which is also in the link description below, how to create, you know, your own slime farm. That is kind of inexpensive. You only need, you know, a pickaxe and some torches, and basically that's it. Okay, so then you can get your slime. You're gonna need your iron. You need to get your redstone in order to make the different kind of things here. And you also need to make sure to get some obsidian. Now, there might be other way for you to stop the flying machine, but it is basically gonna push its way through, you know, most things. You know, I'm not really sure what's gonna stop it other than obsidian. Not really sure if a mountain will, but you know, you may you might, have to play around with that in order to test it. It's very important that you have leaves here, because these acts as non-sticking materials, so your flying machine will not stick to it. So that's really important. And since this is just a bamboo farm, you have no need to put water or anything. It's gonna grow so fast. So let's run it a last time and just go back here to the chest. And you see that we start running it with 2 full stacks, and now we are already going to the full first line, and now it's beginning to count up, and we are still harvesting. The flying machine is just ending the first round, being pushed back to original position, and now it's just continuing. If you're creating flying machines in the Bedrock edition, you probably notice that it's going to be different compared to Java version, because we don't have the same kind of functionality in the Bedrock edition. This is, by the way, the best way and the best solution I've seen so far. The second best solution is that you're trying to create something, you have to replace the sticky piston and the piston. So that would have to be a piston right there, an normal piston. This would be a sticky piston. And when the first round would be done, you would have to remove the sticky piston and replace it with a piston, and remove the normal piston and replace it with the sticky piston. And that's just a big annoyance to create all the time. But I would probably do it if this wasn't for if I hadn't found this great solution. So basically, I really hope that you learned something for this video, and I gave some insight on how to create flying machines in the Bedrock edition for Minecraft. If you haven't really subscribed yet, please consider doing that. We are a small channel, we're growing, trying to bring content of Minecraft for different kind of areas of interest and fun. We are doing no commentary playing, and we're also doing these kind of tutorials where I'm gonna help and try and spread the word of what we who play Bedrock have as possibilities. So see you again online, and have a really nice day.